Let's begin what's trending. Adamu Bukachua, the senator representing Bauchi North, on Monday set social media abuzz after stating during a valedictory session of the 9th Senate that he often influenced his wife, Zainab Bukachua, a former president of the Court of Appeal's decisions while she was in office. Zainab is the first female to hold the position of president of the Nigerian Court of Appeal. In 2019, she was the chairman of the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal, but later recused herself from participating in adjudicating petitions filed by Atiku Abubakar, challenging the re-election of President Muhammadu Buhari. Well, ahead of the 10th House, her husband, Adamu, revealed that his wife used her position as a judge to favor his colleagues in the Senate. Let's take a listen before we come back for a discussion.
At my age, I don't think I will lobby anybody under the sun. I would do the right thing, and I always do the right thing, and sincerely and honestly too. So, I know, I look at faces in this chamber whom have come to me and sought for my help when my wife was the president of the Court of Appeal. And I'm sure I'm...
the Single Senator Adam Ahmed Bukachua, I think I would advise that you just round up and take your seat.
Many names. We know ourselves. I must say that, okay, to round up, since that's what you want me to do, I will do that. And I must thank particularly my wife, whose freedom and independence I encroached upon while she was in office. And she has been very tolerant and accepted my encroachment and extended her help to my colleagues.
Distinguished, please, I don't think this is a good idea going this direction. It's not a good idea. It's not a good idea.
It's a good idea.
Cracking up.
It's a good idea.
Hold on, let us take more reactions to this story.
It's a very good idea. God catch them.
God catch them. Well, a former president of the Nigerian Bar Association, Olisa Agbakuba, has faulted the senator's comment, stating that the comment was a monumental disgrace for the judiciary institutions and that he deserves to be taken up immediately by the authorities, and that he has lost 3 cases presided over by Bukachua. And so the senator's comment seems to suggest why, calling it a blight on his confidence. Well, let me take a reaction. This one is from Chidi. He wrote, Adamu Bukachua so loved his wife that he had to take to the floor of the Senate to announce that she was a corrupt judge. Well, all right. In the same vein, a senator representing Imo West, ROCHAS Okorocha, during the valedictory session, said that the return of former Senate President Ahmed to the upper legislative chamber remains a mystery. Well, in a video that has now gone viral, ROCHAS asked Lawan to teach him how he returned to the Senate after losing the presidential ticket of the All Progressives Congress. Let's take a look.
Again, we shall all stand to say Nigeria is a great country. And to those of you, our colleagues, including you, Mr. Senate President, you know you're a very smart politician. How you came back is yet another political book to discuss.
Sorry?
How you came back is another chapter in our political history.
How I came back from where?
How you return to the Senate as a senator will open another chapter of great discussion in our political book. Because I was there in the field with you running for president. I never knew how you were able to meander and return and leaving some of us. Next time you must teach me how to do that.
It was a treacherous journey because we had to go through the courts. I didn't even appeal.
All right, confession for confession. What can we do here? I would start with Bukachua about his wife. What do you make of that story, really?
Oji, I'm very happy this is happening. What a great time to be alive. God is a Nigerian, you can see what's happening underneath.
Yeah.
Sort of a very damning cover. If we're a sane country that truly wants to fight corruption, by now the authorities should be calling him to expatiate more on those colleagues that were helped. He can do it to get away with it, but what about others that their wives are not judges? Must we all go and marry judges now because we want to get something? And I'm happy ROCHAS OKOROCHA also raised that case of the Senate. Even the incumbent Senate president, didn't the case go to court? Didn't the incumbent Senate president run for presidency? And we know how the case went through courts. You see, Nigeria has become a theater of the absurd. Overnight, when some people love you, you have done no wrong. But the moment you are at loggerheads with them, they would use everything to fight you. All of a sudden, Nigerians act like we don't see what happens. We don't see what happened in the process. All of a sudden, we have forgotten. But you see, like ROCHAS OKOROCHA said, that would be another political booklet to be opened. It will be on record the role our courts played. And we keep seeing all of that. But you see, I keep saying something, Oji. It is righteousness that will exalt a nation. And we are seeing them confess their sins out.
Absolutely.
Until we build in Nigeria, currently, like they say on social media, they play. They play.
Olisa Agbakoba described it as a monumental disgrace. He wants the senator to be arrested. Dr. Abati.
Okay, what is my response to this? Senator Adamu Bukachua is 83 years old. So I don't know what happens when people get to that age. May we all reach that age and even go beyond. Otherwise, I don't understand why a man will publicly throw his wife under the bus like that. So, but he's 83 years old. Some other people will give his conduct some other interpretations. That's number one. Number two, I think he's on his own, except what he has said is corroborated. I think the excitement, the objection is because he's the husband of, Justice Bukachua. Well, it's a medieval concept under the doctrine of the unity of spouse, that you cannot separate a man from his wife. So if a man says, well, I was influencing my wife, then, people will say, he must have done it, okay? But he has to be taken to account to prove it.
Yes.
To corroborate his own evidence. I don't know if he's a monogamist, okay, it may be a serious matter. You may say, oh, husband and wife, they are one. But if he's a polygamist, the concept of the doctrine of unity of spouse will not apply in a polygamous setting. So if Justice Bukachua is not his only wife, there is no unity where you have 2 wives, 3 wives, 4 wives. You cannot say you are of the same mind. The woman may be doing her own thing contractually and all of that. So I think, in other words, I'm saying that Senator Bukachua's submission should be, taken with a pinch of salt, except the matter is investigated and there is a corroboration. Absolutely. Number 3, apart from saying it was an irresponsible outing for Senator Bukachua, I think it's most unfortunate that at 83 years old, a man that is supposed to be a man of wisdom, since in Africa we connect wisdom with age, we just throw his wife's entire career
unfortunate
adrift like that. Where is the wisdom?
Exactly what happened.
And which was Ahmed Lawan was telling him, don't go in that direction. No, don't go in that direction. Ahmed Lawan is a much younger man, but he seemed to have made a wiser intervention in the matter. Because to tell the truth, if you look at the career of Justice Bukachua, Zainab Bukachua, that's her name, she had a distinguished career on the bench, well educated, and all the cases that she handled, all to the time she became president of the Court of Appeal, she acquitted herself honorably. When it appeared in the 2019 case, Presidential Election Petition Tribunal case, that people were saying, oh, she had collected 6 billion. She came out openly and said, look, I will stand down from this case. Not because I will not do justice. So the allegation, she said, had nothing to do, because she was clear in her mind that she would deliver justice as due. But because doubt had been raised, she honorably decided to to step aside. And she retired from the bench March 2020. Okay? And she had a great, departure as the first female Nigerian to be president of the Court of Appeal of Nigeria. And then 2 years later, her husband goes to the valedictory session of the Senate, and he was saying, I influenced my wife.
You are missing Dr. Bati's impression, director. You should have seen it.
But as a standard practice here, I think the irresponsible nature of Senator Bukachuwa's statement about a woman from whom he has 3 sons will have been shown to him, will have been explained to him. But standard Nigerian behavior, he will come now, he will say, oh, he was quoted out of context. Or he will say, that those who recorded him misrepresented him. Our prayer in this country, may our daughters not meet some of these men who will come and turn your career upside down.
Amen.
With careless talk.
Amen.
And he owes his wife an apology. He owes us an explanation. Yes. And those who have been saying that his allegations should be further investigated should go ahead and do so. But he's on his own in this matter.
All right.